Also joining us this morning, early Uber investor Jason Calacanis. Jason, good to see you this morning. A lot to get to today. First up, how much is YouTube worth? A new note over at Bernstein puts the price tag on the video service at $80 billion. The note estimates that 30 billion daily video views, with each user spending an average of 40 minutes a day on the site. Estimates YouTube is the largest music streaming service in the world with 18.5 billion daily views. Google bought YouTube, of course, for about $1.6 billion back in 2006, Jason, and it's been called today, after Insta, maybe the best media acquisition of all time.
Yeah, it's clearly the best acquisition in technology in the history of tech, for sure. I mean, it's 6 Twitters and a Tesla on top in terms of how much money Google has made from it. And the service isn't stopping. I mean, it continues to grow. And if you think about consumers watching 4 hours of television a day, you know, they're now at 20% of, even probably 50% of what young people are watching. The very interesting thing is how much music is consumed here. 60% of the usage, according to this report, is people watching the same videos over and over and over again. And if you look at the top accounts on YouTube, it's people like Katy Perry and Eminem and Taylor Swift, people who you can watch their videos over and over and over again. Really, it's like a TV service with a Spotify thrown in or a Pandora thrown in.
But Jason,
and the Red service, if you don't subscribe to it, is amazing.
It's great and everything, but I'm skeptical on whether it's really worth north of $80 billion. I mean, that's a couple of Netflixes right there. They don't have a ton of original content. This analyst note that says that your average YouTube user spends an average of 40 minutes a day, I don't believe that stat is exactly true. I mean, my whole household probably spends about 10 to 15 minutes a day, maybe on YouTube, but I know there are folks viewing international streams, perhaps, who will spend hours and hours just streaming YouTube as if it's cable TV, but YouTube can't necessarily monetize that. So is some of this a bit overdone?
I don't think so, actually. I think there's a chance that YouTube will eventually be more valuable to Google than the search franchise. And I know that sounds crazy given what an amazing juggernaut and money-printing machine the search franchise is. But it is a truly international business, and people are spending a large amount of time on it, and they're combining the branding of video-based advertising, emotional video-based advertising, with the ability to target specific groups of people at specific times and specific geos with specific demographics. I mean, it is going to be, it's going to continue to be a juggernaut. I don't think any of this is underestimated, and I think they'll start including things like basic cable, live packages in it, and it's just the tip of the iceberg for Google in terms of exploiting how much revenue is still left inside of YouTube.
So what does that structure then do for Alphabet and Google overall, Jason? Because then you raise the question of, do we need a tracking stock for YouTube? Do YouTube and Instagram, for that matter, get so big that you need a federation style like EMC? Because these are such big units within these companies.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think that Alphabet was designed exactly to split out YouTube and to give people information and some insight, especially investors, into what's going on here. I don't think Google wants anybody to know exactly how big YouTube is. They've been very coy about releasing any information, which is why Bernstein had to do this kind of study where they were trying to look at sample sets of videos and how fast it's grown. And the other piece to this is that they decided to combine the advertising from search with YouTube and really make those deeply integrated. So it's really impossible for it to be under 2 different people in 2 different places. It has to be tied to the Google ad network. So, you know, yes, it should be separate. Yes, it should have its own. It should have its own balance sheet and be a lot more transparent, but I don't think that's in Google's best interest. I think they want to have this be one ad network, and you come in and buy search, and you buy video, and you get soup to nuts, everything you need as a marketer.
Yeah, well, that certainly is the challenge for this Bernstein note, and even they acknowledge just how little they have to go on as they reach some of these numbers.
By design.
Other big story today, Jason, is Amazon. The annual shareholder meeting kicks off in a little bit, I think, under an hour. Josh Lipton's live in Seattle watching that big story. Hey, Josh.
Well, Carl, he's not going to be at the Amazon shareholder meeting today, but Donald Trump could still be a big topic of conversation here, and that is because some activists are calling on Amazon to stop selling Trump-related products on the company's website. Ultraviolet, a group dedicated to fighting sexism, is now calling on Amazon to stop selling Trump's line of menswear. Today, Ultraviolet, which says 1,500 Amazon shareholders have signed its petition. Tells us they've actually commissioned a plane to fly over this shareholder meeting with a banner reading, "Shareholders to Amazon, #dump Trump." Now, in addition, the tension between Trump and Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is well known. The real estate mogul recently criticized Bezos and his company, who also owns the Washington Post, during an interview.
He's worried about me, and I think he said that to somebody. It was in some article where he thinks I would go after him for antitrust because he's got a huge antitrust problem because he's controlling so much.
Now, it was the Washington Post, remember, which reported that Trump posed as a publicist to generate stories. That's a claim he denies. But Trump has gone after Bezos before, referring to his no-profit company. Bezos then shot back, saying he would offer Trump a ride to space. Now, today, the other items on the agenda before Amazon shareholders, pretty standard: elect directors, ratify auditors, but clearly all eyes on Bezos and whether he's going to now respond to some of Trump's latest bombshells. Guys, back to you.
Josh, thank you very much for that. Of course, Amazon's on a bit of a run of late, up over 30% in the last 3 months. Jason, what would you do if you were in Bezos' position?
I would completely ignore Donald Trump and let those products speak for themselves. They look truly horrible, and I think the ratings probably prove that out. The real amazing product to come out of Amazon in the past couple years is something called the Amazon Echo, referred to as Alexa. It's an artificial intelligence, machine learning-based, voice-controlled speaker system. And now that sounds pretty simple. It's sort of like Sonos and Siri had a love child, and it really is an amazing product. But what's truly fascinating about this product is it works and Siri doesn't. And I think it's going to become a massive enterprise play. So you'll be sitting in a conference room and somebody will say, "Hey, tell us what the stock price is of Amazon. Tell us what's our most profitable product today." And it will report back, just like the computers, you know, in Star Trek did, except this is going to become a massive AWS, product line. So this will be in the cloud and available to all corporations. Right now, it's just, a very clever device to have in your kitchen and say, "Hey, set a timer for this amount. How do you spell this word? Tell us a joke. Define this word, and play this podcast." But it will become serious business inside the enterprise, and we're all going to be talking to our computers in the coming years through the Alexa API.
Jason, you don't worry about the data that Alexa is collecting on you and your conversations that you're having unwittingly around this device?
Your privacy is an illusion. It's been gone for many years, and the NSA is listening to any conversation they want to through your phone already. And so the idea that we have any privacy is sort of laughable at this point. It is disturbing that you have this incredibly powerful microphone system. It's a very complex microphone system that can hear in an omnidirectional fashion, 100 feet away from it. It's really a powerful system. So it does have a hardware button you can turn off. But yeah, it worries me slightly, but we've already got this tracking device and listening device in all of our pockets, and we have had for many years. So, again, your privacy is an illusion.
Yeah, well, we're going to see. The upfront yesterday for NBCU included an exchange between the NBC ad sales chief and Alexa, who was taking up a seat in the audience, and they talked back and forth about the future.
Yeah, it's an open platform, and so that means that they're going to be able to iterate on it. And when you have an open platform like that and you have thousands of startups, and I'm looking for startups specifically in this space, startups based on the Alexa platform are going to emerge, and they're going to be very powerful. The ability to take every single vertical, every single task in our lives, and just like, the Uberification happened, this speech to text and the ability to not use a keyboard and not even take a computer out of your pocket and get information and do tasks just by saying, "Alexa, set up a meeting with John. Alexa, get me an Uber. Alexa, find me a sushi restaurant for 4 people." And it's just going to happen. It really saves, 45 seconds, 2 minutes, 25 seconds every time you do a task. That adds up very quickly, and it's going to appeal to consumers in a major way. Anytime you can do something 5 or 10 or 15 times faster than another product in market, you're going to have a great uptick from consumers. And this product is massively addicting, especially for families. Like 6-year-olds, 10-year-olds, they love this product. Talking to it, asking it questions. It's going to have a major role in education as well.
Yeah. Well, maybe John's kids and my kids as well, since they're not that busy watching YouTube. Finally, Jason, you were front and center at the Golden State Warriors game last night, and these seats look pretty good. How'd you do it?
I have a couple of friends who are owners in the team, and I actually went with my friend David Lee last night, who played for the Warriors last year, and we had a great time. My friend Chamath, who you had on the program, is an owner in the team. So I would have rather sat in the last row and had the Warriors hold on to their huge lead.
Yes.
But I'm predicting it right now. Warriors in 5. And we're going to be a clean sweep from this point on. The Warriors are going to start taking Oklahoma very seriously.
You better
they're
clean
a great
that
team,
jersey
but they're
for your
going to get
Squawk Alley
dominated.
appearances.
Yeah, I'll have a
Bogut
jersey on for the next one. Bogut coming.
Jason, we'll save that piece of tape and play it later on, I'm sure. Good to see you again. Jason Calacanis joining us from out west.